Hi, my name is Marcia McHugh and I play flute in the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra. Today we're going to work on some excerpts for your upcoming auditions for the Baltimore Symphony Youth Orchestra. These excerpts are for the concert orchestra. We're going to start with the Beethoven 7 Second Movement excerpt, and this is really good for, first of all, hearing for tone in the soft ranges, piano. Most of it is piano, and really until in this excerpt I have measure 127. That's our first crescendo. So this whole beginning is very dolce, very piano. You can make little phrasings, but nothing like in the forte range. And it's also great because it's good for figuring out how your rhythm is. So I would really suggest practicing this with the metronome. I did before I recorded this. And make sure when you're coming off the tie that you're not late. Make sure when you're taking a breath you're not late. These are all very easy things for us to do, and we don't realize them until we record ourselves and listen. So looking for those things. And then, of course, once we have all the fundamentals in place, really finding the beauty in the music of this. There's a lot of wrong notes, which I would call, they're really just accidentals or leading tones. And these are the notes we kind of want to lean on and kind of bring out, if at all possible. So this is the first flute excerpt for Beethoven 7. And I would also do a little diminuendo on those last two measures just to kind of show that you have a lot of musical grace. A couple other things I'd like to point out. When you're doing this 16th note passage, it's really easy to play it like an etude, and I would urge you to play it like music. So what I like to do when I'm practicing this is really good to practice your breathing as well, is to do these sippy breaths. So I'm not taking a huge breath because there's no time in the 16th note passage. So just practice breathing either after the first note of the bar, the first 16th, or the fifth 16th. So that will really help your phrasing. It'll make you sound very mature, and it's a very advanced skill to have. So it would sound like this slowly. So you can see I'm breathing after the first note of every bar and the fifth note. And you can't really tell at this tempo, and when you get really good at it, you can just kind of take a breath like this anywhere you want. If you watch Emanuel Pahud with the Berlin Philharmonic, he does this all the time, and you can't tell, and he just gets just great air this way, so it's a great trick to have. Another thing I would say is to make sure when you're ending these phrases that they're really nicely sculpted. So if you can, kind of make a decrescendo and like a taper in many of these where you end the phrasings. And lastly, in this Beethoven excerpt, I want to make sure that you know what the rhythm is going on the whole time of this entire movement. There is a line that you can sing, dum, bum, 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 bum. So quarter, eighth, eighth, quarter, quarter. So if you have this in the back of your head while you're playing this, you'll probably play the right speed, the right rhythm, the right tempo. You might even want to record yourself playing this sort of ostinato part. It would really help get the feeling of this kind of the same repeated theme with some variations mixed in with it. So that's it for Beethoven 7. Let's go on to Piccolo for Dvořák Slavonic Dance number 8. And so now we'll play the Piccolo excerpt for Dvořák Slavonic Dance number 8. These are very, very fun. And my experience with them is my first job in the Omaha Symphony. We played a lot of pieces like this, Rossini overtures, really fun repertoire early in the morning for youths, for like these were our educational concerts. So I was able in the season to play this like 50 times at 9 a.m. And so it's really, I would urge you, maybe not 50 times, but hopefully you can play it 50 times, but play it as often as possible and really in different settings, just to feel comfortable with it. It's great to listen to a recording of this, and this is in one, this is a very presto, very virtuosic, and with piccolo, you're going to just want to make sure your high Ds are in tune. In my piccolo, on my in my setup, I'm usually a little low, so I just kind of think of raising them just a little bit. You can do that raising eyebrows. You can kind of lift up. You can be on your tippy toes. You can eventually, you'll learn how to kind of think of the air as this cloud that's a little bit higher, and you're lifting the air just a little more to get that note right in tune. So this is the Slavonic Dance number 8 by Dvořák. And you'll want to make a very big diminuendo at the end, and you can retard a little bit as much as you feel is appropriate from listening to recordings and what would be musically tasteful. And in the beginning, I'm not actually even counting the 8 bars rest at rehearsal 9. I just kind of played measures 1 through 8, and then 17 through 24, and then 25 through 33. And in this, if your C sharp within the staff is a little high, you can put down these 3 fingers, or you can add more. It really depends on your instrument. That seems to be a good fingering for this instrument. Try it on your own instrument and use your tuner to see where you are. Thanks for joining me, and good luck in your auditions. Bye.